welcome to a brand new edition of Red Mountain Express. I am Blake Westbrook. Joining me as always is the incomparable Patrick Tucker, spelled with a T. How are you doing, Patrick?
I'm doing well, Blake.
You sick, man? Are you all right?
I've sounded better.
You sound fine. I think you sound
I'm going to try not to sneeze into the microphone.
Don't do that. Don't do that. If not, you just keep that microphone. That'll be your microphone. Also joining us again, and he had to join us because we're recording at his house tonight, is JD Baker.
Yeah, I came back.
We came back to you. We were like, yeah, and you offered your place.
The hospitality here cannot be beat.
I mean, he fixed me a White Russian.
He did.
So we're like two dudes right here, and
we got like the man cave down here.
Like
we got video games. We got guitars. We got everything we need.
Yeah, I mean, this is great. I mean,
booze.
We're never leaving.
Yeah.
I will say this. Matthew Joyner was going to join us, pardon the pun, today, but late last night he was at the Twin Pines Mall, and something happened where a flux capacitor acted up, and, well, he's not able to join us right now. And they're trying to generate 121 gigawatts, and he'll be joining us hopefully next week.
He may come back and join us for this podcast later.
Wait, let's see if he shows up. No, he didn't show up. So, Matthew, maybe you'll hear this when you get back from 1955. So, yeah, how was everybody's week so far? We're at Wednesday now.
It's been good. It's been pretty short so far, but
I feel like things are starting to slow down a little bit for me. We're getting some big things done at work, so today was a nice, even day, catching up. So that was good.
Just like a regular day.
Yeah, it was just like a regular day. It wasn't just like a crazy, insane day.
Excellent.
So that's good.
I traveled today. I went to Montgomery and back. And
I'm sorry.
Boo.
Yeah, and then I have to go to Mobile I'll be there Sunday, Monday, and I'll come back Tuesday night.
JD's hometown.
That's right.
Whoop, whoop.
Speaking of that, JD, tell us how you ended up in Birmingham. I don't think we've ever asked you that.
So from Mobile, went to Auburn, and then after Auburn moved here, really just to kind of start working restaurants for a while when I first got here. And then
And that's where you met your lovely wife. Is at a restaurant right in Auburn?
yes, I met her at the Brick Oven Pizza Company in Auburn.
Shout out to
Shout
Brick
out
Oven.
to Brick Oven Pizza Company.
And you used to make her salads with faces on it? Is
I
that
did.
right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That's what won her over, the faces on the
face
salads.
salad. Just a hint for anyone if you're
a server.
Do you think she went back to all of her friends like that night? Like, there's this guy.
He's a total dork.
He makes these salads with faces. I think I'll say yes to him.
I assume pepperoni were like the eyes.
No, it's a salad, man.
It was a salad. There was no
There's
pepperoni.
no pepperoni on a salad, man.
So
Dude,
like
I
usually
love pepperoni on a salad. That's one of my favorite salads.
It usually be like tomato wedges as like eyebrows.
Okay.
Yeah, things like that.
Like olives, maybe.
Yeah, kind of depending on what I had around.
That's pretty
Cucumbers.
funny.
Yeah. And here we are.
and here we are. Not as good as it was as good as your pancakes that you made that one time with the Santa pancakes.
The Santa pancakes were awesome, but that's not how I got my wife though.
No. Well, we're glad to have you, JD, and thank you for allowing us to join your wonderful house. Like you said, you have a man cave down here. You have how many guitars down here? Like 4 or 5, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
5 guitars.
take.
Where are you playing at this week?
I will be at Todd English Pub tomorrow, Thursday.
Nice.
And I will be at Soho Social on Saturday.
That place is really good.
I love that place. Food is on point.
Never been.
Yeah,
You should go.
It's really, really like I was not expecting much when I went there, and I was pretty blown away by the food. So
They have these pork belly lollipops.
yes, they do.
Which are
Well, I
something
love
special.
pork belly. There's no doubt about that,
you
but I don't
had me at
understand
pork
belly lollipops.
they're just on
It's
sticks.
pork belly on a stick.
So it's pork on a stick.
It's kind of like a pork lollipop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all look at me like I'm.
Have you ever
I mean,
heard
like,
of
it's
like chicken lollipops where they're like, I don't know,
I've heard
I just can't think of another way to explain
I've heard
it.
of chicken on a stick. I don't know
There
about
you
a
go.
lollipop.
Yeah, it's kinda
Yeah,
like that.
similar.
Okay. All right. Well, check JD out. This will be, we're recording this on Wednesday night, and we are actually going to publish this tonight,
That's the
which we
plan.
did that last time.
Yeah.
We were
It
true to our
works.
word.
Yeah, true.
So when you're listening to this on your commute tomorrow morning, you'll make plans to go see JD tomorrow night and on Saturday, right?
Correct.
So good. Yeah. Well, let's take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk about some things that are in the news here in Birmingham. So see you in a minute. Beecham Woodworks is a locally owned and operated wood shop in Birmingham, Alabama, specializing in custom furniture and small home goods. Chris and Kanan Beecham create a wide variety of unique pieces of all sizes, ranging from cutting boards to farmhouse tables. Using wood sourced from Alabama sawmills, Beecham Woodworks creates affordable, quality pieces that will be a one-of-a-kind fixture for your home. So support your local woodworker and visit redmountainexpress.com/woodworks or check them out on their Facebook and Instagram accounts. Beecham Woodworks, turning your house into a home. Welcome back to the show. Over the break, we were talking about how the old Western has a. Is that what you said? It's like a horse, like a mechanical horse.
It's like one of the little children's riding horses.
Right.
You put a
And
quarter
so
in there, and
Patrick wants that.
Yeah,
He
so
decided
the
that
the Western that's on Rocky Ridge has Tater, the horse. I
I
think
believe his name is Tater.
Yeah, that's
I'm like
our
90%.
speculation. Yeah, I'm with you there. That sounds right.
Does it say
that all
a
the
sign
kids
that
can?
says his name?
There's
Yeah.
a little hat that you can wear. Like, I mean, not me. Like the kids can wear.
So wait. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll
You're just trying to picture me riding this little.
I was going to ask if the
Mechanical
hat
horse.
would be part of the deal.
You know. So I was just thinking,
If I
like,
was-
what are they going to
If
do?
you were
with
going to get the horse, I think you could find another hat somewhere.
What kind of
Yeah,
hat
they're
is it?
not-
Are we talking about like cowboy hat?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a cowboy hat.
They have
of
like
course.
and they have. I think I have a pink one and a black one. Just,
They do.
So you get both of
If
them.
you want to be.
Yeah. So the I'm gonna start a GoFundMe page, and we're gonna see if we can come up with enough money to buy Tater from the Western before they close.
I wonder how much it would run you. How old is it? Is it pretty old?
It's probably pretty old.
It's probably been there for a while.
We'll
Okay.
see.
So
I do actually have
Hashtag
a we
get
do
Patrick
actually
Tater.
know we have a connection to that Western, so I'm gonna see if I can find that out.
this is legit. You need to do this.
It's your project
Yeah,
for the week.
This is the project for the week. So,
GoFundMe to buy.
we'll
sugar.
update everybody
Or
about
whatever.
that.
What's the hashtag for this one?
Hashtag buy Tater.
By Tater.
Tater for Patrick.
Tater for Patrick.
Number 4.
They call me Tater the horse. So looking over some of the stories going on in Birmingham, before we get into that, JD went to Mile End Deli, which we have talked about a couple times, and we have said over and over again that we want to go to.
I'm so jealous.
Now, I will say this. JD texted us and said that he was going to this deli, and we asked him what you ask everybody. What did you get? And JD got pretty much the whole damn menu. So,
He was like-
so tell us.
Whereas, like,
tell us,
no. What you asked was, did you get the pastrami? And he's like, yeah, I got the pastrami
and
a burger and
So
So tell us the whole story. Go.
went with my parents and my wife and the kids. So we had a bunch of people, and luckily we got a table outside. It was actually really nice on Saturday. You could overlook the park. It was really nice.
enjoying the nice spring weather
Yeah.
we're having in
Yeah.
February.
Exactly.
After the polar vortex.
And everyone ended up getting something different. My dad got the pastrami. My youngest got a pancake and bacon.
They have
Wait,
bacon?
Yeah,
Hold
you
on,
can get
a
breakfast.
Pancake and bacon?
Pancake
Oh,
and
I thought
bacon.
you said a pancake of bacon.
Ooh, that'd be good.
That'd be good too.
Anyway,
I love bacon.
carry on.
It is Year of the
Interesting
Pig.
menu item. You should write that down. My oldest got a grilled cheese. My mom got a Reuben. I got a burger, and we all just kind of split stuff around. And everything I had was incredible.
It's family style, basically. Well, you're
pretty
with your
much.
family, yeah.
You just ate off everybody else's plate.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so this
so
is
I
different.
would
I
too.
thought you ordered everything.
No,
You
I
just ate
didn't
off
just
your
like
plate,
I didn't just go by myself and order a bunch of stuff.
because that's what I would have done. Right? Yeah.
Like,
Was it
I
packed?
had a
though?
whole burger.
Yeah, it was really busy.
Every time I drove by there, I mean, they've got a line. in
Tell
that
me, tell me
place.
where this is exactly.
Go, Dave.
It's right across from Railroad Park.
Okay.
So in that,
There
I
used to
don't
be
know
a
what that building is.
Conseca.
Yeah, Conseca Kitchen is what it
Conseca-
used to
yeah,
be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, that place wasn't around very long.
They did
No.
a lot of work on the inside. It looks really nice.
Yeah, you know, Max's Deli, which used to be over there in the Colonnade, was a really, really good deli in Birmingham, and then they closed that, and they were kind of hoping to reopen at some point, and then they didn't. And then when this place came open, they're actually Birmingham, and I think the other place is in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn and Nashville.
Oh, Nashville. Okay, so
Mhm. So they have 3 locations.
man, you go from Brooklyn to Nashville and Birmingham.
Birmingham. I don't know how we made the cut on that one.
Hey, you know what? We're getting better at things like this. So you know,
Well, I mean, from Nashville to Birmingham, that's the up and coming food scene, man.
True.
it is. You know, just to deviate real quick, National Geographic did a story on the Civil Rights Trail, which kind of starts in Topeka, Kansas, where Brown versus Board of Education was settled. And then like a quarter of the spots on that trail are in Alabama. And they talk extensively about Birmingham and how Birmingham has really embraced that that part of its history, but also talks about the food scene in Birmingham well. I mean, I don't think that you could find a story that, even when it focuses on the civil rights part of Birmingham, they always talk about the food too. So, I mean, this is another thing that shows you. People are willing to open anything in Birmingham when it comes to food, and, you know, I really want to go now.
The place drew a crowd.
I can't tell you how like.
Are you looking at? You're looking at the website.
I'm looking
right
at the
now?
website. I can't tell how happy I get.
I think they
when
make
I
all
see,
their own bread. Like everything was.
Yeah,
it was,
like just looking at their menu, but like just looking at their locations and seeing like Brooklyn, Nashville, Birmingham, like that makes me proud. Like I'm like, that's awesome.
So my wife is going to Texas on Friday for a couple days.
you know, everything's bigger there.
I've heard, yeah, and my sister-in-law is having a baby, and so she's gonna go out there and see her sister, and hopefully welcome our new nephew. And Megan's like, you know, do you want to just take me to the airport? And I said, well, what time's your flight? She goes, it's, you know, we'll leave my work at 11. You just drop us off at, you know, 11:30, 12. I said, absolutely, because then I can drop you off at the airport, and then I can go back through downtown, and I can stop at Mile End and have
Nice.
lunch. So I've already figured this out. So hopefully
What
I'm
day
gonna
is
go by.
that?
That is that's Friday. What are you doing Friday?
This Friday?
Yeah, what are you doing Friday? What are y'all doing Friday? You want to go to lunch?
No, I can't do it.
Well, you can't
Still
have,
doing
you
Whole 30.
I said you can't have anything right now. You can drink water and
I don't think anything on their menu is Whole30.
Yeah.
Probably.
like this is how
get a
this is
water.
how committed Patrick's been. The first bread he's had in a long time was the body of Christ at church
It was
on Sunday.
in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, and it was good, wasn't it? Christ was delicious.
It
you know?
was very good.
Yeah, Christ wasn't stale. It was really good.
I have read that with Whole30, you don't have to make it. There's an exception for communion.
Oh,
You
that's
don't have
good.
to- yeah.
Oh,
You
well,
don't-
That
you
was
don't
nice of them.
That was
you
so
don't have
nice
to-
of them.
You don't have to start over.
Throwing you a bone.
However,
Appreciated
if
that.
you do need to have the body of Christ, then go right ahead. I guess you can break your diet. No, I guess.
They roll their eyes.
Yeah.
Find out what's in that pastrami because that looks.
God, I'm looking.
Awesome.
Oh, it does look good on rye. Okay, so let's move off food because we can talk about this all day.
Oh well, we're gonna move off food right into food.
No. We're gonna talk
okay.
about the filming of a movie here in Birmingham. So,
Sorry.
in the last couple of years, we've had some movies filmed here in Birmingham. We had Live, which I don't even know if it's going to come out anytime soon. And then we had that Trading Paint with John Travolta. You know,
I just remember the John Travolta sightings.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if that's coming out either. So there was two movies. Well, this is a film called Inheritance. It's starring Kate Mara of House of Cards fame. She was Zoe Bonds. It's a great show. Well, it was a great show until they jumped the shark, and then, you know, everything else happened over there. And then Simon Pegg, who is famous with Shaun of the Dead and also in Star Trek. It's being directed by Von Stein. He directed Terminal with Margot Robbie and Simon Pegg last year. And this is kind of the breakdown of the movie. When a patriarch of a wealthy and powerful political family passes away, he leaves his daughter with a secret and malignant inheritance that threatens to unravel and destroy their lives and everyone around them. Does this movie see the theaters? Because, I mean, we've had two movies filmed here in Birmingham, and I haven't seen them in the theaters yet, and they should be there by now. Like, Live filmed at our church. Like, they had a whole big scene. They ran through the church.
I remember that.
So, I mean, yeah. There's...
I hope so.
So, yeah, I mean, so they're filming this one, and they're filming a Western movie in Bessemer, which it may not get finished, apparently, from what I've read, too. So, like, they
Do we know who's in that one?
I don't think it's anybody really famous. Like, they built, like, a gallows for, like, a scene. Yeah, okay. You're looking at me weird right now. Yeah.
About.
So this is being filmed. The film over in Bessemer is being filmed, but it may not be finished. So are we going to become the land of where things are filmed and they never get released, or they go straight to DVD?
Just like tax write-off movies?
You think so? I mean, yeah. I mean, we do have a film commission now in Birmingham or in Alabama. We give tax breaks to a lot of films to film here because it does create jobs. But at the end of the day, I mean, I want to go to the silver screen and kind of say, "Oh, hey, that's Mile End where they're at," or they did the scene with John Travolta at the barbecue place on 31 Golden Rule.
Mm-hmm.
So
they filmed a couple of movies in Mobile. They filmed a Nicolas Cage movie down there.
Yeah,
and I saw that one. It actually came out.
Was it good?
It was on. It was good.
Huh?
It was kind of like Taken.
Okay.
Same plot,
but with
Nicolas
Nicolas
Cage. Overacting, and it was nice. Yeah, it was good. You could see things from around town.
They also filmed Get Out in Fairhope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the Grand Hotel for
I
a
didn't realize
conference.
that was filmed there.
Yeah, so I went to the Grand Hotel for a conference, and we were talking to the bartender downstairs, and he said that Stephen Root, who's in that film, he's also is it Norbert in Office Space? Milton, not Norbert. Milton said he came. Norbert, where'd I get Norbert from? Anyway, said that he came in all the time and ate dinner there and everything, and they had a bunch of folks that stayed there. So anyway, be on the lookout. They're going to start filming on February 18th through the 29th. They are asking for extras and folks to work on the film. The Birmingham film folks have that on the website. We'll make sure we have a tag on our website that you can go to. So if you want to be in a movie, if you want to be famous. Not as famous as us, but sort of famous.
Semi-famous.
Yeah, semi-famous. We'll
semi-local famous.
Semi-local famous. I mean, we're kind of famous. Birmingham now, we're critically acclaimed. Right.
Yeah.
We may get a Peabody. I'm just saying.
It's in our future for sure.
In our future, their Emmys are coming our way.
Best super local news
Emmys.
podcast in Birmingham, Alabama.
I think we have that category.
Nailed.
Yeah, I think so.
Do they really? Then why are we not nominated? Who do we need to kill? The Birmingham Improv Theater is opening on February 16th. Have any of y'all been to the Stardome here in Birmingham?
It's been a really long time, but yes.
Yeah. The Stardome attracts some great talent. They have, Jay Leno comes every year, I believe, and he's like one of the biggest draws when it comes to stand-up. And he still performs just clubs.
Yeah,
so
which I think is really cool of him.
Yeah. Get off subject here, when he did the Tonight Show, on every Sunday night, he would be at the whatever comedy and magic club in L.A. every Sunday night. And that's where he'd work on his monologue every single night. And he did that.
Cool.
And he toured every week and made all of his money that way, and he still does a really good job. But the Improv is going to be open on February 16th. I think this is really good. We have a comedy troupe here in Birmingham, and that's going to be their home base. So I don't think this is a pretty good development. I like going to comedy shows.
So it's going to be at the Stardome?
No, so I was just saying the Stardome is just a comedy club. This is the Improv Theater. So they bought a building on 7th Avenue South. It's near 3rd Presbyterian. If you know where the Taco Bell is in downtown Birmingham, it's near there. And I know where the Taco Bell is in downtown Birmingham. Come on, double deckers.
If it's a Taco Bell.
It's a Taco Bell.
I know where it is.
I know where it is. They're gonna open on February 16th with some shows. They're gonna have a grand opening gala on February 23rd with a special show called Anything Goes, which is kind of like Whose Line Is It Anyway? And they'll have a lot of audience interaction and things like that. It's $25 to go to that. But a cool thing they're going to do is you can do improv classes. You can go and learn how to be funny, I guess. Which
that'd be fun.
Yeah. It'd be
fun.
fun.
So we have our friend Pierce that does.
He does stand up.
Well, he does improv.
Okay, I thought stand up too.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think he does.
But in improv, they say it's not all about being funny. It's just kind of going with whatever the situation is. I don't know. It's
yes and
exactly, which I'm really not doing well at right now. But so this is possibly funny improv. Is that right?
Yeah.
So they already have a Tuscaloosa location.
Yeah, it's with the they in conjunction with Shelton State, and Shelton State has a really nice theater. I actually saw a couple plays over there when I was in Tuscaloosa. So they're kind of working with them. So this is kind of an extension of that. But yeah, they'll offer classes. They'll do corporate events. So if you want to have corporate
cool, like team building.
Yeah, team building exercises. And then I wrote this down, and I really don't want to say it, but it's kind of funny at private shows. I think it's funny to say.
Yeah,
but they'll have improv classes, corporate events,
cash
private shows. I don't know. Apparently, that says private shows. You need to bring singles for that. But yeah, I think this is cool. I mean, that's something to add to downtown. I love small comedy clubs. I love improv stuff. If you ever see on Saturday Night Live, a lot of those performers came from Second City, which is an improv troupe in Chicago. Hey, maybe we could get some folks that can.
I think it'd be cool to go. I think it'd be cool to have a corporate event too, because I think it'd be a cool team building event.
Yeah.
to
How
go
do you
take a
team- how
Kind
do
of
improv
break
class.
the ice on that.
I think one of the things about improv is you have to trust the other people. So, you kind of have to trust them to take whatever you come up with and kind of run with it. So, I don't know. I think it'd be a pretty interesting little team building event.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
Maybe we'll have to get Pierce on and talk about
Yeah.
improv.
that'd be fun. Pierce could talk about anything.
That's true.
He can really talk about anything. I think he gave a TED talk one time.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he did.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Last little bit of news that we saw. It's kind of a follow up on a story we did earlier. Brot is going to reopen.
So they say.
I'm excited.
I like Brot. I thought it was good, but they have a lot of overhead, man. That's a big space.
I think when we talked about this last time, I told you I thought they would be back, and then I also thought this was kind of a cop out. They basically just fired their staff for the winter, and said, "Hey, go find new jobs, and we're going to reopen in the spring."
Maybe it'll just become a seasonal
Yeah,
establishment.
and I can
But you
kind of
still have to
understand
pay
that.
the rent, man.
Well, they're still paying the rent, but they're not paying. I mean, employee salaries are huge.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Health insurance and all that stuff. I mean, whatever. They may not have health insurance. I don't know. I don't know if
Part-time
restaurants do
employees, I
that.
don't think so.
But I just thought it was kind of a odd move to just be like, yeah, we're just gonna close for the winter, and we'll be back open in the spring or whatever.
Maybe they're like they've tweaked the menu, I'm sure. And
Well-
I'm sure they'll change a few things up just based off of feedback they
So
take that. But
they asked for feedback. They got 1,800 responses.
that's a lot.
pretty
that-
insane.
that's
that
pretty
they got that
insane,
many
yeah.
responses.
And so David Kerrigan, who is their owner, emailed every one of those 1,800 people and said, we're coming back, and then, there are changes that, in quotes, result in a different but more cohesive and enjoyable experience. I don't know what that means.
Cohesive?
Yeah, I mean, maybe the staff's gonna be more cohesive now. I don't know.
Maybe they're going to do some team building exercises
At the improv, yeah, that's possible.
I don't know. It was a little bit disjointed though, because like you kind of ordered your food over on like one
Yeah.
side, like you walked up and
There was a
ordered your
lot going
food,
on. Let's put it that way.
and then there was another bar kind of in the middle of the thing,
the horseshoe bar, yeah.
and it wasn't like you didn't have servers or anything. I don't think. I mean, you had people
Mm.
running food out.
Yeah, it was
maybe,
all counter service.
but it was all counter service, so it was a little bit weird. I think having waiters would actually make it a lot better, because then you could just go like straight outside, get your table outside, and then like have someone waiting on you, not having to keep coming inside. Or
I can remember thinking when I first went there that I was shocked they didn't have waiters because
Yeah.
it's such a big area.
Yeah, it's just
know?
I mean, just the
I mean, you could
the
have like
logistics of moving around in there. I
you
think
could
it would
have
make
like
a lot more
you
sense.
could have the bar area be more of a first come first serve type
sure
of deal.
like that bar seating.
Yeah, and that could be fine, but I'm with you. I think they should have more waiters. I think some people just don't like having to go up there.
I also didn't love the big long community tables. Like if you went in with
I don't mind that.
I didn't mind it too much.
You just don't
but
like
it was
people,
just a
right?
no, it's not that at all. I actually really love that, but there are people in my family that would probably not like that as much, just because you're kind of encroaching on other people's space. Like if they have 3 seats on one side and 2 seats on the other side, and then there's I don't know,
And it's
I
it's
don't know,
bench
it's just-
seating too, right?
it's all bench
Right.
seating,
which
yeah.
is terrible if you have children. I
Yeah,
will say
it was-
that. Like,
I did take the 2 boys there by myself. Well, we were with a church group, but I was the only parent they had there, and so I was spending a lot of time sort of chasing after them. It wasn't the best flow from a restaurant perspective, but I enjoyed the food. I enjoyed the atmosphere, and I think it's going to be a really great place. I think a lot of people loved it.
That outside area is really nice.
The
Yeah.
outside area was amazing. It was actually really nice that day, and we spent a good bit of time outside. Like my kids were playing bocce and
Yeah.
ping pong and whatever. So I'm excited to see it come back. I'm looking forward to going to try out whatever sort of changes they've made up, and hopefully it'll be a little bit more cohesive, like you said.
Well, and I will tell you this: it's just kind of weird. They announced in December they were closing, and then like we're 2 months later, we're opening back up again. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
what I'm
maybe they
saying.
made the changes they need to make, and
I hope so. I mean, I really do because I love the food. I thought the food was fantastic. I like the concept.
and
I'm
that was
ready to get back on that mechanical horse at the
Yeah.
Western.
I don't know if does that fit into their Brot. Oh, is that cohesive with
What you
their
didn't
own
know
thing?
was the horse
is actually German.
is German. So his name is Frankfurt.
Yeah.
So
I just thought, I mean, honestly, I thought it was a way of them just saving a little bit of money and just saying, hey, we're not going to really try and make any money right now. We're just going to save our overhead and maybe retool a few things while we're down.
do you think this will be something they do every year? They'll stop in the winter.
I hope not.
I hope
I
not.
hope not either.
Just because, I mean, who would want to go work there if you're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to work here for 3 months and then they're going to shut down and I'm going to be out of a job and have to find another job like that from a
people with seasonal affectation disorder.
yeah, maybe that.
What?
Is it sad?
You just get really sad in the winter.
I just got that like a second ago.
That's who would go work there in the spring and summer and the fall, maybe. Anyway.
Well, we'll keep everybody updated on that. I hope they open back up. I hope they're pretty successful. I hope they stay open. I really enjoyed going there. I thought it's a really cool space. It's a really good area, too.
A cool space.
As long as nothing else burns down around them, That
I think some other stuff will build up around them.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because it's just, I mean,
the axe throwing places by there.
Yeah, it's true.
I've had friends of mine that's gone there and they loved it.
I went. It was fun.
Yeah.
Were
you any good at it?
To go?
I was okay. You get used to it. Like you kind of figure it out pretty quick, and then we did it for a little over 30 minutes. And
was it just you and the kids? Is that right?
No. Well, yeah, me and the 3-year-old throwing axes. No, me and a couple of friends. But if we had gone the full hour, I would have been sore because I mean that motion is not something that I do on the regular
basis. Yeah,
you're not out throwing axes in your
Really?
everyday job.
Well, don't they have like this huge axe that you can throw? Like someone was telling me they went there and there's like this big like Game of Thrones axe that you can throw.
I did not see that.
Like
they
a battle
did
axe?
say
Yeah.
They did say that you could bring your own axe
Who does that?
as long as it didn't have blades on both sides. That was their only rule. They were like, it could have a spike on the top if you want to. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Bring your own axe. Who was like
BYOA?
My only bone to pick with this is they're not really axes; they're hatchets, right? You're not throwing like a big full axe, right?
Well,
I mean,
a hatchet is a type of axe, man.
Yeah, it's definitely in the axe family.
The axe.
What was it, Uncle
No,
Bob?
I mean it looks like a lot of fun. It's you're talking about civil axe throwing. Yeah.
Is that guy doing underhanded?
They said you can throw it kind of however you're comfortable throwing it.
You ever seen the movie Huckleback when he's like, I got a hatchet. You know what a hatchet is, don't you, Bug? Is it kind of like an axe? Yeah, sorta. Yeah. I have a friend of mine that I work with. She went and on her very first throw, she hit bullseye.
What?
Yeah, and then she said like she never hit the board again. It was just kind of,
it was a lot of fun.
Quit, right?
You could also do that for team building.
Just walk off
if you wanted to.
Yeah,
but the problem is that
together
if you're trying to team build with people you don't like and you have like an axe in your hand,
you could literally bury the hatchet.
You definitely have to sign a waiver.
Look at you. Can you bury the hatchet? I mean, is the floor dirt?
I'm sure you could bury it in the board you're throwing it at.
Buried in the back of someone's head if you get mad at them. That's but those are becoming more prevalent. Like there's one here in Birmingham. There's one in Huntsville. Those are kind of going around. So
there are two in Birmingham. There's one at the
that's right at the
go-kart place.
Autobahn.
The Autobahn. Yeah.
Which I haven't been there.
I've been there twice now, and it is so much fun. Like
we did something like the Autobahn
there
in Orlando
while driving.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. It's great.
Those carts go really fast.
Well, they put a govern on them, and if they take them off, like, have you ever seen the guys? They'll be like taking them back to the front line. They'll take that govern on.
Are you talking about gas powered go karts?
No,
the electric ones.
The electric ones have a govern on them too.
Well, yeah, they can control them. Like they can remotely control them, and like you start out kind of at like beginner level. And then after you've made a few laps, they all right, let out the reins, and you're like, whoa, like you're running into walls and stuff. It's a lot of fun. I took my brother there. It was probably 2 years ago, but I mean, it's a cool place. But yeah, now they have axe throwing.
Yeah,
too.
they have axe throwing there.
So we'll ride some go karts and throw some axes
and record a podcast. We just bring the stuff everywhere we go, and then it makes us look like we're there for business.
Yeah. And do we get free stuff? No.
Ooh.
I don't know.
We will mention this place on our podcast if
we get free
go-karts. If I get a free hatchet, because it's not an axe, according to Patrick.
You can call it an axe. It's fine.
We should open a place called Hatchet Throwing, just because it'll make you feel better. How about that?
It would.
That'd
be great. All right.
Well, is that going to do it for us today?
I think that wraps it up.
That was a good show. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Thanks.
JD, thanks for coming back to us.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having
Anytime.
us. Yeah, it made me a white Russian. I felt like
The dude abides.
The dude abides, man. Well, thank y'all for joining us for this edition of the Red Mountain Express. Remember, you can go to our website at redmountainexpress.com for all the show notes, links to all of our stories. Also, you can leave us a message letting us know what you'd like to hear about. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter, I believe, and Facebook, right?
Yep.
All the social media sites. We'll be back hopefully next week for Patrick Tucker and JD Baker. I'm Blake Westbrook. We'll see you next week.